What's up, vinyl community? What's up, YouTube? Clifford the Vinyl Cheapskate here, coming at you with a super spooky episode of my Friday drinking music. Hope everybody's been having a good week. Halloween weekend. Everybody's probably got good plans. My plans are not that good. I'm going to hang out and listen to records. Part of my plans is what I'm showing tonight. So this episode of Friday Drinking Music, I'm doing 13 spooky records for the Halloween season. 13 records that I'm listening to over this weekend. My Halloween weekend playlist, if you will. A bunch of good stuff in here. Not all metal. Last year I did one of these and I did all metal. This time it's not going to be all metal. It's going to be a bunch of different stuff. It's kind of a mixed bag of stuff. It is a lot of metal, but it's not all metal. But anyway, Halloween, my favorite time of year. Me and the wife and everything get excited about it, and we do a lot of decorating and stuff like that. So definitely going to get into the spirit. Watch a bunch of horror movies. I'll leave a link to this, what I'm running back here. It's a montage I found online, so pretty cool stuff. Montage of 70s horror movies going on in the background here. But anyway, let's get started on this. So I just pulled 13 records that I plan on listening to this weekend, and I'm going to show them to you guys and talk about them. I'll give you an idea of why I picked them. Drinking the Liquid Hoppiness IPA by Sierra Nevada. My beer store had a good sale on these. Anyway, let's get started. I'll start with cassettes and CDs, and then I'll move from there. Couple cassettes I'm going to listen to. Some of these I've shown on the channel before. I'm not sure if I have or not. A lot of stuff, I'm going to probably show a lot of stuff I've shown on the channel before, but just as pickup videos. But first one I'm going to show you guys is the newest one by Nightfell. Nightfell's Portland, Oregon band does really dark, kind of doomy, dark metal stuff. Very good. I think it's a perfect fit for the Halloween season. I picked this up. I pre-ordered this actually. And this came out. Didn't this come out? I think this came out this year. But kind of under the radar. Nobody really talked about it. No, I haven't seen anybody show it. But this band's great. This one's a little more sparse and spread out than the other ones. But a little more doomy and slow. But still very, very good, and I really enjoyed it. This features Todd from Tragedy, and I always forget what the other guy is in. Eric, Eric Bauer corrected me last time and told me who it was. I can't remember. Another one I'm gonna listen to, and this is getting cracked open. I bought this a while ago, and I haven't listened to it yet. But I have a couple bands in here that I kind of listen to every year around this year, and I think it's just because, you know, it's the creepy time. They deal with occult stuff, and it's the stuff that goes in the background that gets me in the mood. And I'm talking about this here. Bathory, Satan My Master tape. I'm not sure if this is... I think this is just like a collection of some of their earlier stuff. Maybe it's demos. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't opened it and read it yet, but I saw a Bathory tape and it was cheap. So I picked it up. And this is getting busted open today. Actually, I'm going to take the shrink off right now. There's no going back now. Shrink is coming off. But yeah, Satan My Master tape coming up next. Coming up today, I think. Came on this cool yellow tape. Bathory is one of my favorite bands just in general, and just because they freaking roll. Next up, this one's one of the ones that's not metal, and but I think still keeps a creepy vibe. This band is a little, they're a little bit gothy, but and this is one that I kind of put off getting into for a long time, but that's The Cure, Wish. Apparently this is one of their happier albums, somebody told me, but still, I'm gonna rock this weekend. I already listened to it once, really enjoyed it. Great post-punk stuff, dark guitar work, really cool, just like effects going on in there. Just really, really good stuff. Really like this Cure album. It's very, very good, very enjoyable. Makes me want to dig further into the Cure. Everybody says their early stuff is better, so I'll probably start there. I also have an EP CD of the singles, their early singles and stuff that I'm gonna spin probably too, but I'm not putting that in the 13. So now we're at what? We're not at 13 yet. Let's go to what we're listening to. I didn't even show you guys what we're listening to, and this will be part of the 13 as well. Zazthar Casket Dreams LP. This is like an ambient synth album by the dude from Zazthar and this band, or this guy, Casket Dreams. Really cool, dark, very like, literally reminds me of being in like it's called the Hallucination Tunnels. Reminds me of being in like vampires' tunnels, like trying to escape. I don't know why vampires pop in my brain when this, but very cool ambient album. This was on Appalachian Noise Records. They had this for sale for $5 on their website. So if you dig what you're hearing in the background, try and find this on Appalachian Noise. It might only be $5, which would be really sweet for you guys. Let's get into the CDs. Alright, I've got three more CDs that I'm going to listen to. This one's a classic. I'm not going to talk much about it, but The Misfits. I just recently found this at a thrift store, but I'm going to rock The Misfits. Every Halloween, you got to rock The Misfits, right? You can't not rock The Misfits on Halloween. So, Misfits will go on the Collection 2. And I believe Collection 1. I have another collection of their stuff too, but that's the one I pulled. That's the one we'll be listening to later. Some more spooky Halloween, this time a little bit metal. These guys have the best heavy metal Halloween costumes. That's Death SS, Death of Steven Sylvester, and that's the Heavy Demons album. Steven Sylvester's Italian heavy metal hard rock stuff. Really good stuff. Really enjoy this one. Some say he's like one of the creators of the black metal, just because he does a lot of like spooky themes, and they wear face paint and get very theatrical on their live shows. But Death SS, check this band out. They're cool stuff, fun to listen to. And all their songs deal with like demons and vampires and stuff like that. So, pretty fun record. I'm gonna pop this on tonight probably at some point. And yeah, good stuff. Last CD. This band I feel like is a little underrated. And kind of gets like looked over a bunch, but that's Power from Hell. This is good black metal stuff. This one's a little more tight and put together than some of their other stuff. Their other stuff is more on the end of like almost like black and thrash, black and roll, but this is more a straightforward black metal album, and I really like this one a lot. So good stuff. Power from Hell. Profound Evil Presence is the name of the CD, but very excited for this one. Fun black metal album on CD. One of my favorite recent bands, and I picked this one because they have kind of a spooky feel to them. A lot of synth work, dungeon synth work, but like mixed over like oi and post-punk. But this band is really good, and I saw them live earlier this year, and I was fucking blown away because they're very good. But that's Poison Ruin, and this is the new 7-inch that they put out earlier this year. What the hell's it called? It's a long name, isn't it? Not Today, Not Tomorrow. Parade of Phantoms, and Edifice. They're the songs on here. That's the track list. So this is just their EP. The Not Today, Not Tomorrow EP with 2 other songs on the B-side. But really good, like synthy, like punk rock, but with good synth parts, good dark synth work in there. Very, very good stuff. I really enjoy this band. Super basic labels. Both sides look the same. This is a band from Philadelphia, but also, like I said, one of my favorite bands to have come out in the last couple of years. Really, really good stuff. Next up, more spooky pagan metal. I showed this band last year on it, but a different album on my Halloween list. But Pagan Alter, mythical and magical. This is really good. It's more rock and roll than doom metal-y than it's like rock and roll-y, doom metal-y, new wave of British heavy metal-ish stuff, but kind of doomy. Reminds me a lot of Black Sabbath. Somebody told me that this is like their Jefferson Airplane album or something like that. I forget who they said, but this is really, really good. This is very, very good stuff. It is a little more like going on, like a little proggy at times, but just really good heavy rock stuff. Heavy rock, heavy metal mix. A little slower. It's not like gonna have like a Iron Maiden feel or anything. Like I said, really Black Sabbath feeling. Came on this really cool, like reddish purple color. There's an etching on one side, which is what I was trying to show, but I pulled the AB side, not the CT side. But yeah, this was one where I think they did the etching because they didn't have enough music for a double LP, but too much music for a single LP, so they had to do something with that other side, I guess. Could have just left it blank, but I think there's an etching on there. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it in this light, but there's a cool etching on there, which you cannot see. A little bit maybe, but... Anyway, Pagan Alter, one of my favorite newer discoveries of bands in the last couple of years. I think I started listening to these guys like only about 2 or maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I've been kind of like obsessed with them since. Really good stuff. Just like dark, hard rock, heavy metal stuff. You can't have Halloween without some spooky characters. The characters don't get much spookier. Alice Cooper, killer. I know this is before he broke off and changed his name officially to Alice Cooper. But this is a great album. Just like, look at this. Look at this guy. Rocking his corpse paint. Great songs on here. Just a great album. Total classic. Definitely worth getting any way you can. Great album. And it's got the creepy snake cover. All the weird lighting in the background. Looks like the lighting in my room right now, kind of. But really good stuff. What label do I have on this one? I don't know. This is one that I got from my dad's basement a while back. It's a green Warner Brothers label. But yeah, Alice Cooper. Again, one of these bands that I kind of pull every year around Halloween time. That's Black Sabbath. I picked the Dio album. I picked Mob Rules. This one's got really like E50, 150, Sign of the Southern Cross, Mob Rules. Great songs on here. This, I think, is an underrated album. This may be my favorite Dio album. It's the darkest of them, and it's like less of like an 80s rock, 80s metal stomper. It's more of like, this feels more like Black Sabbath to me than some of the other Dio stuff. Although I do love the Dio stuff, and I'm all about it. But Mob Rules, I think, is my favorite of them. And again, I pulled this because every year around now, I want to listen to some Black Sabbath. Let's get some more music. I'll be right back. All right. So, a couple more. Grab another sip of my beer. Ooh, that's kind of gross. Alright, I got 3 more. I think that's 13. Anybody else counting? I was kind of counting. Let's do a couple punk runs. And then, then we'll be on to the last, which is my only new find from this year, or from this year. On this video, my only new find is going to be the last one here. So a lot of this stuff I've had for a little while. And next up, we've got Rudimentary Peni, Death Church. Rudimentary Peni is arguably one of the creepier sounding bands from the Crass Records tips. Really cool. Like, look at the art. The artwork on this really like brings it into a Halloween feel for me. Plus the music is just really dark and twisted. So really fits the season for me. Rudimentary Peni, led by Nick Blinko, as everybody knows, who was in and out of mental institutions for a long time with schizophrenia. Just does really great, weird, dark, twisted artwork. And that's one of my favorite parts about Rudimentary Peni, is just the artwork is so weird and interesting. Then there's this big black poster part where it's like there's like faces and stuff in there you can barely see. But yeah, Rudimentary Peni definitely going on in my Halloween rotation. And this is a bootleg I picked up a while back. I don't think this is an official copy of anything. They just did do a repress of this either this year or late last year, I don't remember. But they just did a repress of this. So if you could find this, if you like dark, like kind of like dark hardcore, anarchist, anarcho-type punky stuff. This is a great record to get. Another one I pulled, and one I've had for a while. There was some controversy with one of the people in this band, but the rest of the band kind of condemned it, and it just sucks. It's one of those instances where I love this band, but I kind of don't listen to them as much anymore because the guy was an asshole. So that's Sonic Mass by Amebix. Amebix is a kind of like dark punk rock band with like some industrial, and in this one at least they kind of moved towards like a little bit of like an industrial sound kind of, and a little away from the punkier stuff, and like really went kind of like dark and more metal. But this is what the cover looks like. This one gets overlooked a lot. It's a lot different than their earlier stuff, but I still kind of dig it. I dig their earlier stuff better, but this one's good. I picked this one because I just haven't listened to it as much as the other ones, and I just wanted to listen to this one. I don't know, I just felt like it. But yeah, I got this picture disc. This picture disc I actually picked up, God, like 8 years ago or something, and I actually got it on like a super deep discount on Amazon. And the reason it's in this paper sleeve, this is the sticker that came, this thing in the corner, this in the corner here is the sticker that came on the actual, like, you know, like the plastic sleeves that the plastic sleeves that picture discs usually come in. Well, that came and it was all like melted and like around it was like melted around the disc, like somebody like it heated and got melted on and like shrunk up. Luckily it didn't melt the record plays fine, but I took it out of that. I kind of like had to cut it out because I didn't want to scrape it up with the sleeve, and then I had to figure out where to put it, and I had to get a new like paper sleeve for it. But very good record. But yeah, it was dirt cheap too. I remember I got it for like $8 or something like that, and I was just like, really, $8 for an Amebix? I'll take that. And it came all wrinkled in the box, like somebody tried to like put it in like a shrink, like one of the heat machines that shrink wrap up. I don't know why somebody would do that. And last but not least, this is the only new one I got, and I'm going to put it in my next Final Finds video too, but I'll talk about it more here. I'll just show it in the Vinyl Finds video. But picked up Old Nick's I Am Vampire Castle. This is great stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this, and then we're gonna put on Old Nick in the background to close out. I'll kind of turn it up so you guys can hear it better. But Old Nick is, I don't know how to describe it except calling it like chiptune black metal. So it's like black metal with some synth in it, weird instrumentations all throughout, kind of like a tongue-in-cheek attitude towards it, but at the same time it doesn't get like, you could tell that it's kind of silly and not super serious, but the music on it is taken seriously and very, very good. Just like really good kind of tongue-in-cheek black metal stuff, but like really extremely well done. Perfect interludes with like synth, and there's all kinds of instrumentation on here, but like not where it feels out of place. All of it fits and it just works. Old Nick's one of my favorite newer bands. Really, really interesting black metal stuff. that tries some new stuff and kind of keeps like a genre that gets stale sometimes from getting stale. You know, it's very, very good. This is a great record. All his other stuff is great too. So if you can ever find any old Nick, I would pick it up. Here's the main guy. Blank back. And the label, just like, you know, basic label, and then a picture of the castle on the other one. But anyway, old Nick, great stuff. Hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope you guys check out some of this stuff. The stuff that's not super popular, I'll find a YouTube video or a Bandcamp link and put it down below. I'll put a link to this background playlist I got going in the background here too. And I hope everybody has a fun and safe Halloween. Everybody has a fun and safe weekend. And cheers, everybody. Have a good weekend. Title track, I Am Vampire Castle by Old Nick.
aux yeux de